Hello everybody, welcome here to the channel. Welcome here to this video where I'm actually reviewing an NXT TakeOver show. I know, what's up with that? I know I once did a live watch along because a friend of mine wanted to be part of that. So yeah, hold on here. Sorry, I had to reply. Damn it. I don't know why, something probably button. Anyways, no, here's my review for NXT TakeOver 30 XXX Triple F. Hey, the Packers, oh no, it was Super Bowl 31. I was gonna say the Packers. Alright, but yeah, let's see, talk about the show because it was a barn burner. It was a good show. Overall, I definitely would. Alright, sorry. Alright, let's get back talking about the show. But yeah, overall, it was stupendously awesome. Or it was just good. I'll just put it that way. Alright, we'll start with the pre-show. We have Brizango versus Lagarde Fantasma versus Donnie Broken and Danny Burch. So the pre-show featuring the first match of the night is with 3 tag teams. They're competing for the right to challenge Imperium for the NXT Tag Team Championships. So we're having these teams battling, and for me, someone that doesn't like watch NXT so much on a regular, consistent basis, as yes, I know I should. I'm a more main roster type of guy and a fan. So I have been fans for 30 years of pro wrestling, of WWE, but still mainly of the main roster variety. But here was actually talking NXT, and the very little I do here on this channel about NXT, I will give each match a grade and then a grade overall of the show. But here for this match, having those 3 teams there. There's Fandango kicking things off. But no, it's about 10 seconds before all 6 men were getting physical with one another. Fandango took control early, thanks to Fandango being the biggest competitor in the ring. And watch lasted about 10 minutes, 9:46 or something around there, or maybe a little more. I don't. But we did see a lot of quick sequences without much time for rest or recovery between them. And after several close calls, Tyler Breeze scored the win for his team with a supermodel kick, basically super. Therefore, Breezango there. For a grade, I would give it a B minus for the match, but overall, certainly did enjoy it. I mean, the pace of this match was a little quicker than it should have been out of the gate because of the short time they were given on the pre-show, because the pre-show being the pre-show of any show. Um, but still, it doesn't mean the match is bad. It's just my opinion there. All 6 competitors had a moment to shine as they moved from sequence to sequence. There just wasn't enough time for anyone's offense to have any lasting effects. To me, Fandango was one of the most active wrestlers in the match, and it was great to see him being taken seriously as a veteran competitor instead of being treated as a comedy character, which I love because he is more than just that. He's always been more than just that, obviously. I'm sure WWE know that, but they wanted to put him in a box, put Fandango in a corner. But since NXT, since his return from injury or whatever, his time away, a different Fandango. They still are Breezango as a tag team, but they're not exactly as the comedy tag team as they were on the main roster as Breezango. This is a more serious, coming for those tag team titles. Breezango can take them seriously, whether a heel or face. But still, I do hope they win the NXT tag team titles whenever, however. But anyways, more about the match. I would just say this, my last thing. If this match had 5 to 10 more minutes, they could have let the big move stand out more and make this match even flow and storytell even better. I think that kind of, them being in a box in the sense of the time constraints they had, which I'm sure isn't their fault, it's more booking fault. But still doesn't mean it was a bad match. Like I said, I give the match a B minus for God's sakes, but just my opinion about that. We move right along to Finn Balor versus Timothy Thatcher. I didn't need to do that, emphasizing the last names, but okay. But the first match on the main show. Very interesting. With a clash of styles, submission specialist Thatcher took on the striking expertise of Balor there. Finn was not intimidated by Thatcher's size advantage, and rushed him as soon as the bell rang. Balor even out wrestles him at one point to lock on an armbar, like the start of the match there, as I have in my notes. They kept things technical for the first few minutes with a lot of different holds and transitions. It was a nice display of Balor's technical ability against a man known for being one of the best grapplers in NXT. As soon as he took control, Balor started putting Balor through the ringer with a variety of different holds that stretched the limb on his body to each limb as it's yeah. But anyways, Balor landed hard on his left leg when he missed the coup de grace, and Thatcher seized the opportunity to put him in a single leg Boston Crab, which I thought was interesting and apropos, even though yes, it's a quote unquote basic submission move, an awesome one that anybody can do in any place, in any building, at any time, but the Boston Crab, when the pay-per-view of SummerSlam itself, let alone the NXT show, I'm sure, was supposed to be in Boston. At least I think it was. Maybe I'm wrong in bringing that up, but still, that's what I noticed and put in my notes, so that's on me. But Balor barely made it to the ropes to force a break there, and after countering several different holds, Balor put Thatcher away with a coup de grace, followed by 1916. This grade, B+. B+ for sure. See, the difference in styles between these two competitors made both men adapt, and it led to a fun, competitive contest that made both of them look good. Thatcher's submission skills are second to none, and he put on a clinic during the spot by using holds that punished every part of Balor's body. It was an old school way and the best way of doing things, of a wrestling storytelling mentality of putting a match together. Let alone putting the match together, but also having it seen through in that old school style of backdoor train wrestling and wrestling on its own. Balor used strikes when he could, but he also kept up with Thatcher when it came time to bring it back down to the mat. And this is one of the few cases where a match might have benefited from being shorter and some of the sequences began to feel repetitive toward the end, but still highly enjoyable because of the superstars in the match. Right? You can do something that's with one superstar or match, but with another match superstars, it's who is in the ring as much as what's being done. But other than that, that was a performance from two gifted WWE superstars, or WWE NXT superstars if you want to be more specific about it all. The North American Championship ladder match. Wow. I'm always one that says that I do enjoy multi-superstar matches, and I know I focus more on the main roster, so I don't know the history as much of multi-superstar matches in NXT. But watching this one, I won't soon forget this one because this one um, was good and it could take. As expected with a 5-man ladder match, this bout started with all 5 men going right at it. Velveteen Dream was the first to go for a ladder, but Grimes was there to send him into the steel steps. Johnny Gargano tried to step up the ladder, but he was stopped by Priest and Reed. Dream and Priest used the ladder in some unique ways to take out the other competitors. And at one point, Reed crushed all 4 opponents in the corner with a few ladders between them. From this point forward, the match turned into a series of big spots. I didn't mind. Every superstar had their moment in which they came close to winning after taking out everyone else in the ring. Candice LeRae ran down to prevent Grimes from winning. She ended up beating the tar out of him until Gargano helped her deliver a hurricanrana from the apron. A few moments later, Reed crushed Gargano with a splash while he had LeRae on his back. It looked like Dream had the match in hand as he climbed the ladder toward the end, but Reed sent him flying off. Gargano almost had his hand on the belt, but Priest knocked it down and claimed the title. So Damian Priest is your winner. Damian Priest is the new North American champion. That, to me, is awesome. Great, it gets an A straight A. Not an A minus, not an A plus, but an A. I highly enjoyed it. And specifically why, when you stick 5 talented wrestlers in a ladder match like this, they're going to put on a fun show. And this was no exception. Like I said, multi-superstar matches are great in that way. I know a lot of people say it's a train wreck, it's a mess, it's a slobber knocker of crap, whatever. But I say that multi-superstar matches are show stealers and can be. Now, this one wasn't in regards to my enjoyment, especially just amazement of Pat McAfee, of his skills as a quote-unquote outsider of the business. He has, the entertainment and bravado and all that other stuff of the entertainment side of it, but the actual wrestling side of it, the actual, professional wrestling side of, or the sport of it, I guess, of sports entertainment, he showed that too. He showed he actually cared. He actually took this very seriously, not just a payday, not just a fun thing, than that. So, but yeah, one of the things NXT does so well is it gives every wrestler in a contest and in a match of this nature some time to shine. Even though only one man can leave for the title, the other 4 all came out on the match looking good. And that's another thing, as I have here in my notes, is why I enjoy multi-superstar matches. Whether men's match, women's match, obviously with the Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, all those. So I enjoyed the championship scramble matches. I remember the 24/7 hardcore title of having they had a big multi-superstar match of that at WrestleMania 2000. And other, things like that was entertaining to me. Some parts of it may be a little bit corny of the match itself, but it still was entertaining and I enjoyed it. And all the superstars in their own way were able to shine. And especially in this match that happened last night. But yeah, highly enjoyed it. I mean, even after almost 30 years of ladder matches, period, in WWE, the stars of WWE keep finding unique ways to use the weapons to punish their opponents. We saw several things in this match that had never been done in a WWE ring before. And this bout would have healed with a live crowd in attendance. It had some great action and a few surprising moments, but all in all, was excelente indeed. If you want to talk about excelente, you want to talk about great, you want to talk about a show stealer, I'm already going to give my grade because you already know what it is. I mean, this match, and Pat McAfee, that man specifically, that SOB, that awesome dude, the Pat McAfee show, check it out if you are a sports fan of any type, especially if you're a football fan. Obviously, the former punter for the Indianapolis Colts. But definitely, he has the personality to be WWE superstar, the entertainer part of things that he is. But he's still a cool, chill guy in real life, I'm sure. But I'm just saying, it was the wrestling side I didn't know, but he showed that he cared, that he tried, that he took this seriously, that he trained, that he wasn't just here for a payday, here to just be, an outsider, just to be here and having fun, or doing it half-assed or anything like that. He cared. Oh, he cared. He wasn't just a celebrity that loved WWE, which is cool. I'm a fan that loves WWE, that likes to be there, and I would take it seriously too. But that he got in there. And did well. Adam Cole made him look good, and Pat McAfee made himself look good in regards to, being the rub, even in a loss, which you knew he wasn't probably going to win, as much as I might have wanted that just for, as a football fan, a fan of Pat, specifically A+ for this match, A+. So, show stealer, this match, Pat McAfee specifically, is the reason why I'm doing this gosh darn review. At all. Not at all. See, I can't even talk. And that's normal, but still, even less so now. In regards to Pat McAfee. Like, he just, I don't know, bro. What Brositas. It's just amazing. I mean, maybe I'm overthinking it, but it's my opinion, right? My review, my thoughts. Yours may be different. Welcome to let me know in the comment section below. But it was great. I loved it. Loved it from start to finish. But here we go with actual, my actual thoughts on it in regards to my notes here. Excuse me. The leader of the Undisputed Era faced a unique challenge against Pat McAfee. He took on the former NFL kicker and WWE correspondent. They've been slowly building their feud for a long time. They stepped it up in recent weeks as they prepared for this fight. And surprisingly, McAfee has been a good antagonist. Cole sent his teammates to the back so he could stand by himself while McAfee and his cronies with him ringside in an attempt to intimidate the longest-reigning NXT champion in history. They started with a basic collar and elbow tie-up, and Cole applied a headlock that he locked in deep. McAfee broke free and used a leapfrog to get out of the corner. He was proud of himself, but almost did a super kick in a moment later. A standoff with McAfee's crew led to the rest of Undisputed Era coming out to stand by Adam Cole. The punter, Pat McAfee, took out everyone with a shocking dive from the top turnbuckle, which was magnifico. Cole spent a few minutes on the defense before he started throwing hands. Somehow, the kicker was Pat was able to take off after a fireman's carry, neckbreaker, and a backstabber. He even hit a perfect backflip off the top turnbuckle before leaping back up to the top rope and hitting a superplex for a close 2 count. Cole used the steel step to take out his kicking leg before he locked McAfee in the figure 4. He escaped and hit Cole below the belt while the referee was distracted. He lined up and punted Cole in the head for another nearfall. Cole hit the sunrise, and McAfee sold it beautifully to cap off one of the best celebrity matches we've ever seen in WWE history, period. Game, set, match. McAfee wins the celebrity title of giving a hoot and preparing 100% as a celebrity. And that was hopefully he is in more wrestling matches. Heck, maybe he even joins WWE and as a wrestler. I know we've had other actual fighters become wrestlers like Brock Lesnar and others, but sorry, I don't know, just really enjoy it. I was telling myself about how crazy I was going about Pat McAfee and about this match. I certainly highly enjoyed it. That's for sure. Oh, sorry about that. But Cole has been a heel for his entire run in NXT, but this feud may be the thing that turns him and the Undisputed Era into baby faces, especially since McAfee has been playing the bad guy the entire time. McAfee did not take this match lightly. He came prepared and ended up surprising a lot of people by finding ways to realistically keep himself alive in a fight against someone with a lot more experience between the ropes. I know that's for sure. It's always risky to bring a non-wrestler into a match like this because you never know if they can handle the pressure. Not having a live crowd may have helped McAfee settle in and enjoy himself as a performer. Maybe, maybe not. I'm sure he would have feeded off the crowd, whether they booing or cheering him, and made that moment even bigger for McAfee. Like after the match, like the fans giving him a round of applause, respecting him of how well he did in the match and this and that. From the wrestling world, from the wrestling people. His athleticism was some of the best we have ever seen from a celebrity athlete in a wrestling ring, let alone a WWE ring, and in a wrestling match. Anyone who doubted McAfee's commitment was eating a nice slice of humble pie after this match. Even if this bout was graded on a curve because McAfee isn't a trained wrestler, this earned to be that high a mark that I gave it A+. A+ indeed. Alright, next up we got Io Shirai versus Dakota Kai. It almost rhymed. Io Shirai versus Dakota Kai. More of a song lyric than a rhyming scheme or a limerick. Alright, let's just shut up about that and let's move on here with my notes in regards to this match here. Title. The women's title was on the line as rhyming opponents, as I just said, Shari and Kai, engaged in a battle that has been in the making for several weeks. The captain of PK took control early, but the champ rebounded and took her down with a dragon screw leg grip. When he took the fight out of the ring, Kai used a ring post to hurt Shirai's elbow. The challenger slowed the pace and began punishing her with anything that would damage her arm. Io Shirai found her second win and began to make a comeback, but the New Zealand native almost made her tap out with an armbar. The Genius of the Sky hit her trademark moonsault, but the referee couldn't make the count after being knocked out. This gave chance to interfere. Once he recovered, the ref counted to 2 before Shirai kicked out. She took out Kai and Gonzalez with a moonsault before hitting Capello with a second one for the pin and the win. Rhea Ripley came down and confronted to prevent her from attacking Shirai after the match. The powerhouses stared each other down before left with Kai. This grade gets a B-, but overall, great match. These women are 2 of the tempos of the NXT Women's Division, being the flag bearers and whatever you want to call it, of the NXT Women's Division. Their feud has been built up in a satisfying way, and they have made every interaction feel important to the storyline. This match had a lot of amazing takeover encounters to live up to. It might not have been the best women's match we've ever seen, but it was a solid performance from 2 stars with bright futures. The guy was especially good as a heel. Io Shirai is the kind of superstar who is hard to root against, even when she is supposed to be the antagonist. It was smart for WWE to have her move away from her villainous persona without changing too much about her character. Giving Gonzalez her own feud against Ripley is a good way to make her more than just Dakota's enforcer. We will see where it goes from here, but I'm looking forward to see where the heck it goes. That's for sure. Hold on one moment. Hello. Oh, come on. Oh, sorry. I had to take a call from a family member. But anyways, yeah, definitely highly enjoyed that match there for the NXT Women's Title on the line. Looking forward to seeing how that all goes moving forward. As I get back to my notes here. So if you are watching live, welcome to leave a comment. I'll make sure to get back to my stream tab here with the here powered by StreamYard. Uh, to look at that, if anybody does comment with your thoughts on each match or the show overall, you're welcome to share that if you care to. But let's move on here. We have Keith Lee versus Karen Cross in the NXT title. The main event of TakeOver 30 saw Keith Lee defending his NXT championship against a man who has been almost unstoppable since the debut of Cross. When the ref called for the bell, Lee ran right at Cross and knocked him down with a shoulder tackle. Doomsday tried to come back with a flurry of strikes, but the limitless one backed him up with his own series of left and rights. Cross had to retreat out of the ring to recover before he took control. He put Lee against the plexiglass, but the champ was the one who sent him into the barrier. Cross kicked the guardrail into Lee's arm to finally get the advantage. The challenger kept him grounded with a few submissions that focused on Lee's injured arm. It took a long time before Lee was able to hit a power bomb to give himself a little breathing room. They went back and forth with power moves and clubbing blows for the next few minutes. The challenger applied the submission, but Lee refused to go down without a fight. They both ended up on the top rope as Lee prepared to hit something bang. The Cross turned around at him and hit a huge suplex for the win and to become the new NXT champion. I was kind of surprised also in regards to Keith Lee losing the title, but all in all, he was a double champ. And now he is no more champ, but maybe he's going to the main roster. Maybe that's what we never see coming tonight. Keith Lee on SummerSlam. We'll see. Keith Lee at SummerSlam. I wouldn't mind to see that. Oh, it's true. It's dang true. Ain't that right, Kurt Angle? Man, I miss that son of a bitch in WWE. Now I'm talking about Kurt. In any capacity. Hopefully he can come back. If he wants to, that's up to him. That's his decision. Maybe he feels better. Anyways, I give this a grade of A-. Highly enjoyed the match. It's always risky to give a new superstar a big push and then immediately put them into a high-profile feud with the top champion. But that being said, Cross was up to the task, and I highly enjoyed how he did it and how he delivered in this match. Especially since he was going to be winning anyways. Lee is a great champion and the perfect opponent for a guy like Cross because he can match power and intensity. What Cross gave up in size, he made up for with speed. That's for sure. The middle portion of the match was a little slow, and it was mostly just Cross keeping Lee down with various forms of a hammerlock and armbar. It allowed Cross to show off his technical prowess, but it brought the match to a screeching halt for a couple of minutes. So, still highly enjoyed it. And they picked the pace back up, but were never able to reach the level we all know these two are capable of going and getting to. If they have another encounter down the line, it will likely outshine this bout by quite a bit, but still, it did very well. And on a side note, it's a little disappointing to see Keith Lee's reign end so quickly. But all in all, was a great show. I highly enjoyed it overall. Sure. I hope you guys enjoyed this review here talking about NXT. I'll be doing my review of SummerSlam, my quick review at least, tonight after the show ends and airs, and we shall go from there. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys in my next video, obviously, and above all else, as always, take care.